This is one of my favorite techniques for making type look like it belongs in the shot. I am going to hit the T for my type tool, and I am going to put the text, "The Singing Pug," here as if it was engraved in the building. I will click once and I will start to type. I will zoom in with Command plus or Control plus. And I will do to select all, Command A or Control A. I am going to use a font that looks a little bit Roman, which is Tragient. And there might be a better pronunciation for that. There we go. I will use the scrubby sliders to make it bigger. And I am actually going to use a warp effect to make it look like it's got perspective. You can actually choose any one of the warp effects. But I will try Rise, and with Rise, I really don't want to bend at all, so I will set that to 0. Every effect will do this. You could simply add horizontal distortion or vertical distortion to get the text to go a little bit with the perspective of the image. It helps sometimes to zoom out and look at the perspective of the shot. This is kind of casting down and to the left. The text would get a little bit bigger looking towards you. After I click OK, I will go to my Move tool and hit Command T or Control T to free transform. And now line this up, and I will use Shift to scale it down just a bit. I think I will adjust my warp a little bit more. I will hit T for the Type tool, and I am going to make the Singing Pug on lowercase, because this is a font that does small apps, so all letters look like they are capital. So if you type everything in lowercase, they will be about the same size, and that makes it look more proportional to me. Back to the Move tool. I will move this into place, and here is my power user trick. On first, I am going to choose my Type tool and change the fill color to black. Now in Effects or Layer Style, I can choose Blending Options. There is a super secret way to blend with the texture that exists in the building in the background. If I grabbed this layer and start to pull it right, the text disappears. The opacity changes, so it wiped out all the darkest parts because I am in the dark end. But if I pull underlying layer to the right, I will hit a point where it starts to pick up the texture of the building itself and mask away parts of the letters. To see a little bit of each, I can hold down my Option or Alt key and actually rip these two apart to get a little opacity or transparency as I move this. To really make it look as if it belongs in the building, that's better. And now I will apply a bevel and balls, and I might want to do a very subtle battle so it doesn't look too fake. So I made the depth 20, and maybe this size to pixels, and I might want a little bit of an inner shadow and a drop shadow, which is now moved to the bottom. But I want my drop shadow very soft, only 20% opacity, and again a very small size. And when I click OK and hit Command 0 or Control 0, I am a little closer to perfection. I could play with this for a while, but I could simply double-click on Effects to get back here and play with the opacity settings until I am happy with them, asking amount of the words in the background. Sometimes I will even do it blurs. The letters don't look so sharp, and I can use Free Transform, Command T or Control T with the Control key to keep playing with the perspective so it looks like it belongs in the building. And that is my power user tour of how to use the blending options of the underlying layer to mask text away so it looks like it belongs with the texture of the building or surface that you are putting it on.